Time now for the Staci and Hutch Say Too Much podcast.
Hide the children.
Where, you guessed it, the dynamic afternoon duo say way too much.
I won't shave armpits. Does it hurt when it grows back?
If there's any ingrown situations, that can be very painful.
No, seriously, that was way too much.
Pit stains. I think they're sexy in certain situations.
So if you're still listening, here they are to start the pod.
Why? I never.
Staci and Hutch.
Yay.
Hey.
Hello. Podcast.
Light.
Alex is with us as well. You don't need light. You're good.
Okay.
Hello.
God, now you look like a ghost.
Shut up.
What shirts? What happened to that shirt?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
It used to be a little bit larger, and then I washed it and I shrunk it in the dryer. Now there's some guy that's stranger to everyone looking at me.
Wes is here.
Hi, Wes!
Yay.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me in. I want to go back to your intro for a second, though.
Yeah.
I shave my armpits.
I heard
Do
that
you
on
really?
the morning show.
I do.
Let me see.
There might be a little bit there.
There's a little bit. Why do you shave them?
Because I think it's gross when you go to, like, me and my wife travel a lot, right? So we'll be at swim up bars or whatever, and a guy puts his arms up and there's a big bushel. I'm like, that's just nasty. So I don't want to be the nasty guy.
And also, if you get any chunks of deodorant stuck in it, that's even more icky.
Yep.
Rumor has swim up bars are a host for peeing in the pool.
I only pee in the pool.
Okay.
Oh, and that's Wes, guys. Great podcast. And he's done.
That's why they're installing that explains the small kiddie pool in the back.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's for you.
Yeah.
All you.
Yeah.
That's where he goes.
Best pool.
You're so obviously morning show, Crisco Dez Wes. What is it like to be back in the area? Because you've used to live here.
It's a really weird feeling because I've come back obviously over the last 20 years living in the Milwaukee area. My sister lives in Minnetonka. My mom lives up in the Danbury Webster area. I don't know if you guys know where that is. Hinckley Casino. Take a right.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I'm obviously back in the area, but I just go like to their houses. So then I'll have to come here and I'm living in New Brighton. I'm like, a lot has changed in 20 years. I'm like, where am I? What is going on? There's a tram outside of the radio station here. I'm like, what is this? So
the best time to get on that is around 11:30 p.m. at night. You will make a ton of new friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet you can. I bet you
friends.
can. But it's a strange feeling being in a city that I grew up in and knew really well, and now kind of feeling like, where am I?
I was thinking about that. Like when you go back to, California, or Staci goes back to, Devil's Lake, or I go back to Orlando, like, is the place seem more fun because you were younger and you lived there? Or does it seem like, oh, this wasn't what I remembered? Is that kind of how it is with you? Or is it?
I feel like it's more fun now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up here. I knew it, and I was like, oh, I know what to do. I know where to go, all that kind of stuff. And I remember leaving here at 22 years old and like, I'm good. I want to go out and I want to see the world. I want to live in other cities. I don't ever really care if I live back in the Twin Cities. And then here I am. I actually said a year ago when I got laid off in radio, I'm not going to do two things: ever live in the Twin Cities again or work in radio again.
Look at you.
And here I am.
You like to break your own rules.
Right? Yeah. So, no, but I think it's exciting again. I'm like, there's a big new football stadium that you guys built, which I'm excited to go in for the first time. I've been in the Target Field Stadium. But yeah, I'm just excited to be back in and do things that weren't here when I was living here 20 years ago.
What's the switch? So if you say a year ago, because I had left broadcasting myself like now a year and a half ago, and I said, I don't know if it's really for me going forward. And then just opportunity here just happened to be kind of convenient, and I fell in love back with it. So what was it that within a year, was it just this specific opportunity that just seemed like the right fit? Or
I'm sure, Alex, you've been in very toxic relationships, as we all have.
He's in one with Staci and I right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Radio's a toxic relationship. As much as all of us say, we're going to walk away, I'm done with this, I hate it. This industry stabs me in the back, that you're a terrible, terrible lover.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Somebody comes beckoning.
Did your boss say that to you?
He's a great lover. Matt's a wonderful lover. No, it's like one of those things like, you should just get away from it. And then there's just certain stations. And I worked in radio in this market 3 different times that I'm like, I knew KS95 well. Like, man, it's KS95. And I knew Crisco, and I knew Dez, and I knew Matt, and I knew Dan, our GM, long before any of this even happened. And I'm like, and it's a perfect environment because I know everybody, so
and it pulls you back in because it's fun.
It does.
It's fun.
What'd you do then?
So I was actually a district manager for Domino's Pizza.
Really?
Yeah, and
He did food.
I did food for like 6 months.
He hated it.
I hate the food industry. I love visiting the food industry. I hate working in the food industry as like a general manager, as a boss.
Did you work in the fast food industry?
No, I
You were
worked
not
in.
cast well, though. He was a waiter at Hooters, and no one wanted him.
Dude, my wife was 8 years of a Hooters waitress. My
Really?
wife, she paid her way through college. No, zero college debt. Has a master's degree, all from Hooters.
That's awesome.
Right, yeah.
What does
That's
she do?
clever.
She is a salesperson for a huge telemarketing
Oh,
company.
I was
so-
hoping you'd say therapist because we
Right.
really could use
Yeah,
one
she was
around
a-
here.
Yeah.
Or she's a Hooters waitress, now a therapist.
Yeah.
She would know a lot.
Right?
So yeah, no, I mean, it was, I don't know. I worked in casual dining.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, I don't know. I shouldn't have been there.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Domino's. I think
Shouldn't have been there.
I never ate it because it's just not my fast food. If I'm going to have a meal there, I'm going to consume a bunch of calories. It's not going to be Domino's, but there's nothing wrong with it. And there's, some of the food actually looks quite good and smells quite good. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be working in the fast food industry at 48 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm cut out for this world.
Mhm.
They work hard and they work a lot of hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got to go back to radio where we work 4 and out the door.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I mean, your hours are still. This is why Staci and I and Alex talked about this. Well, we did mornings once, and it's just like this schedule is just so much nicer. We can go out late at night. We can still go to concerts and party. I mean, we were out last Monday night. Stayed up till 10 p.m.
Well,
Yeah.
when I took a picture with you guys that day, and Stacy's like, "You coming to the concert tonight?" And I'm like, "That's rich."
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it's good to have you here. Have you picked a place of kind of what city you want to live in, where you want to start, kind of the new?
So my wife still is going to have to drive back to the Milwaukee area for work.
Oh.
Not
Oh.
a lot, but she still has to, and because Wisconsin's a lot of her territory. And I still am going to have, starting next year, a senior in high school down in the Milwaukee area because he's not coming with dad. He's got girlfriends and things
Sure.
on there he wants to do.
Girlfriends.
Yeah, he's a little player.
Wow.
Oh, both my sons. Look out, they're both players. If
Okay.
you're- yeah.
Okay.
But so probably eastern side of St. Paul,
Okay.
Woodbury, Inver Grove Heights,
Yeah.
Egan. I can't afford Egan. I can't afford Mendota Heights. But yeah, probably like the Woodbury area.
Chaska's beautiful this time of year.
I lived in Chanhassen last
Did
time
you?
here. I did.
Oh, I love that area. It's
I
so
do.
great.
I do.
So what kind of things are you and Crisco and Dez talking about to kind of make the show a little different, more your own, more the three of you? Is it hard to blend personalities when you come into a situation like that?
I feel like chemistry wise, we're doing well.
Mhm.
It's hard. The thing I said, this is my
This is
fourth.
driving me crazy. You just look like a little boy in your camera.
I finally look young. Not the oldest guy on the staff. I
I want to be able to see more of.
Oh, there we go.
Make sure if he gets up, we can see the armpits.
yeah, I see the my shaved armpits. No, chemistry wise, I think we're doing well. It's the first time, like 5 different morning shows I've done in my career. It's the first time I've ever walked in where, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be in your place, Hutch, where I'm behind the controls and everything. I've never not been the guy driving the car.
It's so hard.
It's weird to not have.
Yeah. When I started, but when Moon retired, we had a producer do this, and I was sitting where Staci is, and we were just, and I just, even COVID, when I
Yeah.
had it, like just not being able to.
So like hit it when you want it. This is
Right.
it. This is the cue.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't get it? Okay, this is the cue. So it's very frustrating.
Yeah. That's frustrating. And then I had always started the shows that I was on. So every segment, every bit, everything was mine. So now I'm coming in and everything is not mine.
Right.
So now they're like, okay, we're going to do hit or a miss on the way next. And I'm like, I have zero idea what hit or a miss is,
Right.
coming in
You're
to
hanging
already,
on.
yeah, it got a little bit better today, but Tuesday might've been one of the worst days in my radio career. It was like driving in a city with a blindfold on and zero navigation. I was like, I have no idea where we're going. And they were like, oh, Matt, our boss, God bless him, was like, you're going to lead. We need you to lead this. And I'm like, I have no idea where I'm leading to. you
Right.
know?
Well, I
So
listen
it's-
every morning, and I heard you guys make 2 mistakes. But if you hadn't brought it up, I wouldn't have even noticed.
I'm a big proponent of point out your mistakes.
Yeah.
Because we're in radio. We're not doing surgery. We're not flying planes. We're in radio. And everybody listening is like, oh, they're normal.
We
They
were going to
mistakes.
call our show and podcast mistake, but it was taken already.
Dang them.
I do like that. That's got to be difficult. I'm literally picturing you trying to catch up to a car that has slowed down since the changes happened, and then you're just they're going at 30 miles an hour, but you got to run and catch up and almost get in while they're moving.
Mhm.
That's a great analogy for it because that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Or it felt like it's getting a little bit a little bit better, but
week one, man.
Right.
It felt when I came in with Staci and I had the luxury. How long did your interview last? When you first applied to when you got the job, how long was that?
Probably a month and a half.
Mine was 6 months.
Oh, really?
It was ridiculous.
It was. I had started talking to Staci in April or May, and I got the job at State Fair.
Okay.
So maybe 4 months. My math is totally off probably, but I remember applying super early in the year. There was probably still snow on the ground. So I knew Staci a good 5 months before we even started together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was 6 months before we started. And so I had that time to just kind of develop our own personal relationship.
Like
yeah. Because I hadn't known her. And so coming in, it just felt like we were starting a whole new show. It didn't feel like I was trying to do a moon show or anything like that, which is not what I wanted.
Right.
I don't think she wanted that either, but it was such a different vibe. But when you come in and there's so much, because I know how it feels, you come in and you take, fill the shoes of someone else that's been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it the same, but you still want to be able to keep people that loved, the person prior.
You want it to be a little bit familiar still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you guys just meshed right away. I was like, pleased. I was like, oh, good. Because I'm a listener too, like everybody else. But so when I get up in the morning and I don't hear my benchmarks at the right times and stuff, it feels weird.
Yeah.
When it's just ding and dong, I'm like, what are you doing, you guys? I'm supposed to have my hair done by now. So I'm glad that we have our 3 people now.
I love it. Thank you very much. And I listen to you guys every afternoon because for some reason I'm stuck here really late these days.
Yeah, why is that?
Just the most I've seen from
my
shows.
morning
God,
show.
yeah.
Right, I know.
I don't think it's going to be regular. This is like you guys. Well, I mean, it's probably been a long time for all you guys to be onboarded, but I'm like, this company, man, they onboard you. There's something, and another person coming in and like, okay, we need you for this, we need you for that. So I'm like, it's been a long.
Are you still in a hotel or are you an apartment?
No, I'm in a hotel. I'm in New Brighton in the Homewood Suites or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, so doing that.
Room number?
What's that? It's 619.
What time is the party?
Yeah.
It's tonight, actually. When I checked in, they're like, and then Wednesday nights from 4 to 6, there's a happy hour where there'll be wine and beer.
What?
I'm like, I know. I was like,
the Homewood Suites?
Right?
Write it down.
I got one. I lived in Mankato and they got me a hotel room for one night.
Really?
Yeah.
They made you drive back and forth from Mankato?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half each day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was brutal.
What the heck's going on? I
sorry.
did that for a month.
Well,
It'd
I
have
did
been
it from
hard to drive to and from Milwaukee.
That's
I did
true.
It, yes,
Yes,
that you
yeah,
can't do that.
yeah.
I did that from St. Cloud for a while.
It's super brutal.
Where were you in St. Cloud?
Before I moved here, before I married husband number 2, I lived in St. Cloud working there. And then I divorced number 2, in case you're curious about what that means.
I have 2.5. I always say I have 2.5 because I was
that's-
engaged for 2 years, never got married. So
Oh,
2.5.
good for you.
Yeah.
All right.
But I worked at K Cloud.
You did?
I did.
Were you at KCLD?
Yeah.
What was your name there?
I was Storm then.
Stormy.
You know what I was?
Stormy.
Tell me.
It's still written on the wall. You know where you go back to the boiler room and you wrote
Yes.
on it? Yeah, Fat West, PHAT. Pretty hot
Oh
and
my
tempting.
God, it was not. Oh my God.
These are dreadful insights for both of you.
I don't even remember if I wrote anything on that wall.
Oh, you had to. That was a rite of passage
It's
at that
such
place.
a long time ago. Maybe next time I'm not in St. Cloud very often, but if I ever do, and I can sneak my way in there, it's owned by someone else now, I think, though.
It's not Layton anymore?
I don't think so. Maybe not.
I only had one radio name really that was in Mankato, and it was Brad Steele.
Brad Steele.
Brad
That
Steele.
is such
Nowhere near any of my real names.
These are all dangerously close to pornography names.
Right?
So what happened was I became Brad Steele in 2006, and an adult film male star became popular 2 years later.
Really?
So if you Google searched Brad Steele, don't do it. If you Google search Brad Steele, that would come up first before anything else because I was just Mankato, you know.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh my God. So yeah, so that was well, and Staci was Stormy Davis.
Baseball player.
Right,
Pitcher.
but then Stormy Daniels
Yeah.
became
yeah.
popular, but she was back to Staci
Yeah.
by that
then,
time.
yeah,
But
thank
Is that
yeah,
your
God.
real name?
Yes.
yeah.
Because they kind of joked around like, hey, you should go by Brian or something on the air. You know, Crisco, Dez, and Brian.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, maybe I would if it wasn't in the Twin Cities. I'm like, I went to high school with like a ton of people that are going to know who I am. And they're like, why are you going by Brian now? You know,
Yeah,
McKane's not even my real last name. It's Dahlstrom. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I am now stuck with this McKane thing that I came up with 24 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, mine was like, you know, because some people still be like, oh, your first name's Greg. I'm like, yeah, Greg Hutchinson. They come up with Hutch for short. That's just been a nickname.
Mhm.
And so people still are surprised that I have a first name. Like, well, Hutch isn't like, what kind of first name is Hutch?
Right.
I know.
You know, like that's just, yeah, it's just like Cher, you know.
I
But
think it's fun to say Gregory.
yeah, and
Oh,
no one ever calls me Greg. You know, I mean, when I go back to Mankato, they do.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, so is it Wesley?
Wesley Dahlstrom.
Wesley.
I
Want
really
my
like
social?
that name. Wesley.
Wesley's terrible. It's an old man name. Have you ever met anybody? I get it. I'm
But
old too, but
old names are new again.
they are.
Like the old
Yeah, I
people
think-
names like Agnes and stuff like that.
Wes sounds super cool, I think, for
Yeah.
this type of,
You
you
guys
know.
are too nice to me.
Well,
That's don't worry. Well, when
Oh, yeah,
you leave
well-
the room, we totally
Oh,
have
we're
a
gonna
different
tear you
break.
apart.
Yeah.
Just for the
wasn't
audience.
it the what? Oh, now I forgot the name of it. But the movie with the now I've lost it.
Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, no, it's the movie where As You Wish.
As good as it gets.
No, As
Oh.
You Wish, the fairy tale.
Matilda.
Okay, I hate you both.
Just gonna say movie
Do you
names.
remember Mr. Belvedere?
Yes.
So you remember the kid's name, and Mr. Belvedere is like, Wesley.
Is that why they named you that?
No.
Oh, thank
But
God.
weird small coincidence of things.
Mhm.
Do you remember who the dad was of Mr. Belvedere?
Yeah, Bob
No.
Ueckert.
Bob
Bob
Ueckert.
Ueckert. Yeah.
Who is the voice of the
Oh.
Brewers? You have any idea how bad it was in Milwaukee for 20 years with Bob Ueckert there, my name being Wes, because every time I ran into him, he's like, Wesley. And I was like, it's cool
Oh
that
my
Bob Uecker's
God.
calling me that, but I'm like, I hate Wesley. So I
Oh
should
my
probably should have told
God.
you guys that because you're going to use that regularly.
Mr. Belvedere. What a great show.
Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Wesley.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Wesley.
Everybody loved him. So
Yeah.
there, you can put that in everyone's head
Thank
instead.
you.
But there you go. Oh, do you want to hear the theme song, by the way, Mr. Belvedere? Just do it real quick.
We have to.
Boy, do we.
Remember- oh, you
Boy,
have
do
headphones.
we.
Boy.
Here, I'll turn the mic off real quick so you can hear it. Here
Oh,
we go.
thanks.
Ready?
Streaks on the china never mattered before. Who cared when you drop kicked your jacket as you came through the door? No one glared.
Those were such good shows, though, too. Yeah. I didn't-
Yeah, they had theme songs.
They
to
had
open
theme
them,
songs.
and they don't really do that anymore.
All right. Well, there you go. That's Wes from Crisco Dez Wes. Thank you for
guys.
joining
Oh,
us.
Thank
wait.
you very much.
When's your birthday? Because this
Oh.
might make or break everything in our
Yes.
world here. When is your birthday? And what is your sign?
January 16th.
Oh.
He's a new one.
I'm a Capricorn.
Attaboy.
Okay, nobody else is.
By
Are
3
you?
days.
What are you talking about?
Are you?
3 days.
Yes.
I didn't know you were a Capricorn. Okay.
When's your birthday?
January 3rd.
I
I perfectly blew by it without anybody knowing here.
I know,
It was
you
beautiful.
sneaky.
We had so many October birthdays. Me, Des, TJ, and Ryan was an October birthday.
Mhm.
Ryan was the same day as me.
okay.
And so we had so many October birthdays, and that was just the month of craziness where cakes would just be
I
coming
know,
in
cake constantly.
left and right. Well, now
And then what? Halloween candy.
there you go.
And now we have the freakishly tall air staff, except
And-
for me and Des.
Yeah.
Right. And Matt pointed out in the hallway the very tattooed staff. He's like, our
True.
quota of
This
tattoos
staff-
has gone
oh
up
my
a
God,
lot.
This
everyone's
staff is
so
ready
tattoos.
to do some dirty business.
Yeah, we're gonna get at the fair. We're gonna go to the rock station. Be like, what's up?
Yeah.
You want to rumble?
Yeah. We're tougher than the rock station. So much tougher. All right, there you go. Hey, make sure you check out Crisco Dez Wes starting at what, 5:30?
Well, I mean, technically we're live on the air at 6, but yeah, 5:30.
5:30 till 9:30.
What else are you doing at 5:30?
Exactly. So make sure you check him out. It's KS95. Say too much. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.